I have a couple of books that I wanted to share with you. These beautiful books that will help to prepare you for a positive birth. If this is your first time being pregnant and you are going through all the hormonal changes and you are also thinking about what kind of birth you want to have. These books are some of the easiest books to read and also very detailed books. So my first book is not actually a book, it's the Quran. Subhanallah, a lot of us women tend to look outside ourselves to seek help, seek support, and to determine what we need to do for ourselves. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His infinite wisdom, created us with intuition. Everybody is created with intuition. When you start something, there is some kind of hikmah that Allah has ingrained in you that tells you that this is a good thing to embark on, this is not really a good thing to embark on, or just not embark on anything and go on with your life like that. So we have an instinct that's also called your gut feelings, what your gut is telling you. Sometimes when you want to do something, what is your feeling? What do you feel about it? What is your first feeling that you felt about when something happened or when something is about to happen? What is it? So that intuition is what we have to always, as women, go back to and look for it in ourselves before we start to look outside of us. Because a lot of the time, we tend to seek books and a lot of help when we are pregnant, when we are getting ready for birth. And it becomes so overwhelming that we really have not prepared enough for the actual thing, our faith. The faith that we should be having going into birth. That brings the topic of Quran. So if you find yourself pregnant, or even if you are trying to be pregnant, my biggest advice is when you know that you don't have a very beautiful bond with Quran, please, 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 this is the time. This is the time for you to start 1 minute at a time, or 5 minutes at a time. Look for ways to start bonding with the Quran, even if it is 1 minute a day. 1 minute is the bare minimum, okay? You open the Quran, the full Mus'haf, and you recite from it. We have a lot of apps on our phones. We have a lot of resources and tools that we can recite Quran from nowadays. But my biggest recommendation and advice that I can give you, the way that you can bond with the Quran is through the physical Quran. There's no doubt that apps and a whole lot of the resources that is out there for us nowadays are amazing, and very, very beneficial and useful. But if you really, truly want to bond with the words of Allah, this is the way to do it first. Start bonding with the Quran, the physical Quran first. You recite ayah by ayah, 1 verse every day, or 2 verses every day, or 1 page every day. That's very wonderful. It is helpful for your baby. It is helpful for your mental health. It is helpful for even bonding with your spouse. The words of Allah is more than medicine. So if you want medicine for your baby, or you want medicine for yourself to feel better, to feel good when you're pregnant, and then also going into labor and birth. Okay? The Quran. Try to bond with it. Try to reflect on different verses that talks about Maryam radiallahu anha. It's a lot of talk about her birth, what she went through when she found out that she was expecting. So all of those verses are very helpful in grounding you and giving you some encouragement and some confidence on the way Allah works. So if Allah has made your pregnancy to be possible, then He is going to make your birth to be possible. He makes your birth to be possible. He is going to make your parenting to be even easier and possible. Honestly, pregnancy itself is a spiritual event. A lot of people would say it is both physical and mental as well as spiritual. But for me, I would say pregnancy and birth, even parenthood, are mostly spiritual, then mental, then physical. We tend to do it the other way around. We start with the physical and then the mental, and then we seek the spiritual. But the best way to do it is to start getting bonded with the one who made it even possible in the first place for you to get pregnant. Start from there. It is very, very important that the first thing you ever would want to read or to keep updated with yourself and to continue to learn and to continue to feel like, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health is all connected. So the Quran is what is going to help you to feel that way, inshallah. So the second book on my list is Birth Without Fear. This book is very, very good. A lot of women go into birth with some sort of fear in them. There is a little bit of fear from what we know already, that people went through pregnancy and birth and they either didn't make it or they went through a whole lot of pain with the labor and it wasn't very nice event. But that event that happened to whoever you know is not you. That person is not you. So if you take it as if because this sister went through pregnancy and went through labor, birth, and she had it this way, it's not easy and there's a lot of screaming and there's a lot of pain, excruciating pain, that is not you. That is not your story. Your story could be way different, way beautiful, way positive than anything you have ever heard of. So this book, Birth Without Fear, explains a whole lot about how to manage your fear around birth, how to work with the fear if you have fear in you, how to work with your fear to really turn your fear into confidence, to be confident and go in birth like the way Allah wants it to happen. So this book is very, very easy to read and it's interesting. Very easy, packed with information. So if you want to read any book, you have a lot of fear around birth, read this book. It's good. The third book that I want to also recommend is this book, Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. This is such a beautiful book. It's packed with information. It's a lot on the natural physiological birth than hospital birth. So if you are really looking to have vaginal birth the way we know birth to be, to go into labor and birth yourself and birth your placenta all by yourself and all of that without disturbances, without any hindrances, the way Allah created birth to be, this is a nice book, even though it has some pictures in it that you might want to censor, but all in all, it's a good book that I want to also mention is The Birth Partner. This is a huge book. It's packed with a lot of information, easy information. It is geared towards the birth partner. Like the birth partner can be your husband or your mother or your grandma who is going to support you in your birth, or it can be your doula who is also going to support you with your birth. So this book is more geared towards the birth partner than the actual person who is birthing, but the birthing person would get a lot of information from this. Okay, you would know a lot of things about natural birth, about what you need to do when there's contractions, what you need to do to prepare your body for labor, to prepare your body for birth, and to prepare your body to deliver the placenta as well. And also all the pain management techniques, the hip squeezes, the massages, and everything is here. So if you are interested, this book is an easy read as well and is packed with information. And then the last but not the least book, because I have a whole pile, but I chose those ones that I am currently getting information from to do a project. So that's why I'm sharing this. But I have a whole bunch of resources, a whole bunch of books that I can recommend, and inshallah in the future I would do a whole book list, my favorites, the powerful ones and not so powerful ones, so you can make a decision for yourself as to what you want to read or not. So this book is Amani Birth. It's a beautiful book as well. It covers a lot about natural birth and how Allah has made birth to be a natural physiological birth. You don't need interventions to birth. Our grandmothers, great grandmothers have birth all by themselves, or alone, or with help from our grandmothers and people in the community, the midwives. If your pregnancy is a low risk pregnancy, you don't need any intervention. Some pregnancies are high risk, or some pregnancies, even though they are low risk, you have not really prepared yourself to actually work through your fears of birth, work through your movements to make it easier for your pelvis to be ready for the birth of your baby and all of that. So it is very, very important when you are pregnant and you know that you are low risk to get ready to make it even easier for you to birth your baby. This book also has a lot of Islamic references about birth, about the birth of Maryam radiallahu anha. It has a lot of quotes from the Quran and has a lot of Islamic references and recommendations. It's an easy read as well for the sisters who are looking for an Islamic based childbirth preparation course or childbirth preparation book. This is the book that I would recommend. Yeah, so that is all that I have for you today, inshallah. I hope this is helpful. If you have any question, please don't forget to put it in the comment section below. I will be happy to go through all the questions and answer your questions. And if you have any suggestion for content, anything you want me to cover, please put it in the comment section below as well. If you are looking to work with a doula, I have a video. You can click the link here, or I think the link is here. Wherever you find the link, just click the link that explains who is a doula. If you don't know who is a doula yet, how a doula can help you, what a doula can do for you to have a positive birth and whatnot. If you have not subscribed yet, please don't forget to subscribe and join the family. We'll be happy to have you. Until next time, be in the best of health and iman. Assalamu alaikum.